Have we met?
Welcome back. This is Hello Earth. I am John. He is Ryan. We are John. That's Kelso over there, our esteemed producer of sorts. It's been a while since we've explained this, I guess, but we are a part of a group called Hello Carolina. We make music and talk about crazy shit. So here we are, once again, to do just that. And it's been a wild couple weeks since our last recording. It's hard to know exactly where to start. I mean, we have, just to kind of blow through a few things real quick, you have the Epstein stuff, which we'll get to later, the Diddy stuff, which we can talk about later if you want to. The Liver King wants to fight Joe Rogan, apparently, yeah. Which is just madness. What else is going on? I was reading a story the other day, and maybe we can start here because this is a little bit more, down to earth, so to speak. Down around Antarctica, the ocean currents have apparently reversed their directions, which is signaling like some kind of, I guess, cataclysmic event of some sorts. And right. I didn't know if maybe you'd heard about this. I don't know if Neil deGrasse has talked about it lately. But
I have not heard the chatter on that.
It could be bullshit. I don't know that it's true, but I've seen it from a lot of sources, and it seems interesting.
It brings a whole new meaning to the tides have turned.
They have, yeah. And I don't know, that coincides with like the floods down in Texas and New Mexico and stuff, and I don't know if any of that is connected, but like anytime there's these big worldly events like that and they coincide with other stuff, I'm just like, I wonder if that has anything to do with that. And I don't know. But yeah, apparently I don't know the reasoning behind it. I guess it's just like global warming or whatever reason has caused these currents to shift the other direction. And I guess the problem with that is that the way they were before, like the CO2 and the old water is getting pushed down to the bottom and it's staying at the bottom. And now that it's reversed, all that CO2 is now rising and like escaping the ocean. And I mean, I don't know what that means. I'm just a guy, but it doesn't sound ideal. And
no, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting into like hurricane season and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm hoping there's not like catastrophic shit happening because I don't know what's just like fear mongering and shit like that. But there's a lot of people that are kind of freaking out about it online, and I mean, everybody freaks out about everything. So
yeah, there's so much to worry about. I don't know enough about it. Maybe if I read more, I start worrying more. But on my list of things I'm worried about, I feel like that one's fairly low on the list. But it is something to keep an eye on. Certainly, if that's a change in something that in our lifetime has been the same forever.
Yeah,
that's concerning.
Right.
So
yeah, I don't like changes when it has always been that way. And I mean, I don't know, to kind of tie it in with some more, I guess, I don't know how conspiratorial or how science-based this is, but I've heard a lot over the last couple of years about like there being this pole shift, essentially, where the North and South poles are going to eventually change locations, and like we could be potentially in the middle of that right now. And
I have a little bit about that.
Okay.
So I think this has happened several times in our past, and it's not a thing. Like, it's okay.
Right. Gotcha.
But we're not, again, I say this every single episode, we're not scientists.
No, yes, we are. We're scientists.
Okay.
We're lawyers, we're scientists, we're magicians, we're whatever we want to be.
Yeah. So I've heard several very smart people and scientists talk about this previously over the years of me nerding out to this stuff, and I think that this has happened at least once in human civilization, and it's not been a thing. Like,
right.
And when I mean by not a thing, it doesn't really impact much. Although I am curious to know if it would change our compasses, if all the compasses in the world are going to have to be replaced.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Well, I
So-
mean, compasses kind of work according to like the
magnetic
the
field.
electromagnetic shit. So like, would it just automatically change? Like,
I
would
do
it
not know
just...
the answer. I will say I don't know the answer to that one. So
It's interesting. And like, I wonder, it may or may not matter. I don't know. But like, the poles of the earth are not necessarily like, I don't know, the more I think this out, the more stupid it sounds, but like the cold doesn't go where the poles are, right? Like, is this going to be like some kind of climate shift or something like that? Or like, what does it affect really? What does it mean? Like, you think North Pole, South Pole, that's obviously the Arctic and down in Antarctica and shit. Like, is this going to change? Like, what does it, is the earth turning? Like, what does it mean?
yeah. So I don't know all the technical mumbo jumbo, and Kelso just looked this up. Yes, we would indeed have to. It looks like for true north, we would have to adjust and replace our compasses in every boat, every handheld device. So yeah, that would be an inconvenience, but not a catastrophe.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, like when you hear about the conspiracy-minded people talk about it, it's like going to be a cataclysm on the earth. Like, it's going to disrupt the oceans. There's going to be these massive floods and all these like shifts with where, like I was saying earlier, where the temperatures are going and stuff like that. But like,
okay,
I feel like they almost assume that it's going to happen like all at once. It's just like, boom, the Arctic is now in like Saudi Arabia or something like that. And like, I don't think that's the case. I think it's more of a slow burn over time. I hope, anyway.
I don't know the detail on that, but I do know that there are some animals that are sort of in tune with that.
Mm-hmm.
So it could affect migration.
Sure.
I mean, I the more you talk about it, the more I'm thinking there is some sort of impact there, but I don't think it's like end of the world devastation stuff.
Yeah.
But I do know that there are some animals. I don't know specifically which ones they will migrate, and they're in tune with that magnetic force. So
yeah, I mean, that's, birds are the big one with migration that immediately comes to mind with me. Is
don't make me do a bird motion. I'll knock this antelope right off the wall for you.
Wow, what a callback. I think it's a little out of your reach now.
There's a will, there's a way.
Right. But yeah, Kels, can you see if it has happened before, like in human existence, and like, did we survive it already? Is this...
If the poles have shifted?
Yeah,
it happened a lot. 2 years ago, this guy said where he lives, the local magnetic field has shifted about 1.5 degrees over the last several years, and our total variance between true north and magnetic north is about 10.5 degrees. So that means the compass pointing north is 10.5 degrees away from the physical North Pole.
Wow.
Where they are.
So, I guess, like, is that the all-encompassing pole shift, though, or is this just indicative of a transitional phase that we're in? Like, are the poles always moving, I guess, is what I'm saying, or did this just start, or...
This person also says it's actually constantly moving around.
Oh, okay, so this is just horse shit then.
Well, actually, when you originally said it, I was under the impression when there's like a pole shift, it's like literally like whoosh, and like
Right.
everything
Yeah.
shifts.
Well,
So,
see,
but maybe I don't.
Well, see, like, that's what I was saying about the more conspiratorial-minded people, the doom scrollers of the world and stuff like that is, yeah, it's a snap, and things are not where they used to be, and panic, disorder, chaos, all that stuff is going on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, but according to some guy on Reddit, it's just slowly moving. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do know, like, just about every planet has a magnetic field.
Right.
And somehow we know how to measure that. And I was just the other day they were showing what it looked like on like Saturn, I think it was, or maybe Jupiter. It would just look like a fucking spaghetti of mess, like
Right.
and it's like just all over the place. And obviously, there's a lot of turbulence there on those gas giants, but I do know that just about every planet has them, and ours is pretty cut and dry. Like it comes out the bottom and goes and drops back in the top, so it's kind of like this little plume, and then it comes back in the top.
Right.
So it's fairly static, but like I think even the sun has it, and it's just chaos.
Yeah.
Of like magnetic shifts and stuff. So
Right. That's another thing I've seen a lot lately is these solar flares coming off of the sun, and what are they called? Where you see like the big dark spots and stuff on the sun where they're looking at it, and supposedly that's gonna like wipe out our grid one day or something like that. I don't know if that's just doomsday people talking out of place or not, but
it's plausible. That's the thing. Like for sure. Like I've heard about the same thing, and 100% there could be like a solar flare strong enough to. I mean, it takes 7 seconds for light. I think light to get from the sun to here, and I'm not sure how far it takes for, like radio waves or flare, whatever they are that emits from that. But if it does happen, there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
I mean, it happens so fast. But yeah, like there's been movies on it, and a lot of people talking. Yeah. It's a thing. Like that could be a disaster for sure.
This person on Reddit says when they flipped in the past, when the poles flipped, evidence shows it happened slowly, and at the time ended up with multiple poles around the world. The poles,
what does that mean?
The poles form as they shift and will get blasted with solar radiation, so skin cancer rates will increase, but the northern lights will spread out over the planet.
I mean, that's already started to happen a little bit lately. We've seen the northern lights down here in North Carolina a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot
Two
is two or three times this year. Last year, I remember it happened, I think, once or twice. And to my knowledge, and maybe this is just kind of an awareness issue, but I mean, I never heard about shit like that happening 5 years, 10 years ago, stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know. And I mean, if that's all we have to worry, well, I mean, I guess skin cancer is not ideal, but I'd like to see the northern lights more. That sounds like a good time, man. And I mean, I guess I remember a few months ago when one of these big solar flares was going on. I remember one of the meteorologists in North Carolina was talking about how there would be a potential for, I want to say like cell phone signal and stuff to be a little spotty. And, I don't know, is that the extent of what we have to worry about? Or like, I do wonder if like there is going to be eventually a solar flare that is powerful enough to just wipe us out and set us back, 300 years or whatever it is. And
This person says the time when it happens will be nasty because for a few hundred years, the magnetic field of Earth will be very weak during the switching event. In that time, radiation from the sun will disturb all electronics on Earth, so we'd need to manually shield every single device. But once it's finished, everything would be chill.
Once it's finished after a few hundred years.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all just people on Reddit talking,
yeah.
So who really knows?
Oh, no.
They're as much of professionals as we are, so. Yeah, I don't know. It's scary to think about that type of shit.
Yeah.
But.
So, from that, maybe it's a little more concerned than I originally thought.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just wonder, like, what kind of warning we would even have from this type of thing. Like, would it be one of the, what was that movie from back in the day? Like, The Day After Tomorrow? I think it was one of the big climate danger movies, everything froze in New York or some shit like that. And I think the premise on that, or I could be thinking of another movie, but The scientists didn't warn everybody about it because they just knew it was going to be so bad, and it's just like, I don't know, figure it out. And meanwhile, all the elites go into their bunkers or whatever they're doing. And I mean, we know that the elites are making bunkers. You can hunt that down pretty quickly online, I feel, at this point. And I mean, why the hell wouldn't they? They have the resources to do it. So,
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's our warning sign. Maybe things are about to pop off. I don't know.
Well, I'm curious. What is the inclination or desire for you to, or actually both of you, to, if you had the money, resources, time, effort, would a bunker be something worth your time to think about? Do you want to live in a hole for the remainder of your life, or would you rather just be ignorant and die and not have to suffer living in the ground?
I mean, I think it just varies depending on what your personal situation is. Me personally, I don't know. Maybe not. It's hard to say. It depends on what you can prepare for yourself down in the bunker. If you have the resources to make your bunker nice, then maybe that's okay. But for how long are you expecting this to be going on?
What if it's like for the rest of...
Well, then, I mean, I think the big thing that would tie people to this world would be like, either if you have a family, I think that makes it a lot harder for people to,
right,
buy into the whole bunker thing. If you don't have a family, and if you don't have like a religion that tells you it's just wrong to allow yourself to die or something along those lines, then you want under there, buddy? Are you trapped?
Brennan Fraser did okay.
Yeah, he sure did.
Well, what about you? What do you think?
I don't really entertain it. I mean, that's my thing. If I had the money, sure, I'd have a bunker, but it doesn't seem like a life I want to live.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm at.
I'd like to see the surface and how it ends, if that's the case,
Yeah.
It does seem like that would be the cooler way to go out. I think that's
Could we have video games? And
I doubt it.
I mean, if you have generators and stuff like that, maybe.
Well, I mean, I guess you could play video games by yourself.
Yeah, there wouldn't be Wi-Fi.
I wouldn't be talking to my boys on Discord anymore.
No, Discord's gone, man. Unless you just have a very intricate LAN set up throughout the entire county or state or whatever.
We need to start digging them holes.
You're just going to be playing Candyland, bro.
You and Nathan are the closest here, so we could just start running line through Hickory.
Right. But, I mean, that's it. I don't know. It's hard to say what the quality of life would be like in that kind of situation. And not having any information from the outside world to verify when it's okay. Like, what's the state of things on top? If you open up the hatch, are you going to just incinerate? Like, do you know? Are you just stuck by fear in the ground or something like that for the rest of your life?
For what it's worth, if you set it up with, like, a working antenna or something, AM towers, man, they're like basically indestructible and stay in service. Like, you can connect to an AM tower. So I imagine if there are emergency notices or some kind of information, you could probably get it from people who may still be alive.
Yeah.
AM towers are crazy, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. I mean, but who knows about that kind of thing at this point in time, the normal day-to-day person. I mean, and that's I think where the rubber meets the road a little bit with me. It's like, I don't know how to prepare for such a thing, and I don't have the resources to even make a bunker in the first place. And the best I can hope for is that if something terrible happens to the world, that it just happens quickly. I guess. Yeah. And I mean, that's maybe not the best perspective to take on it, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't know.
Part of me says, I want to live, but the other part says, what's the quality of life of being in underground, through some concrete and maybe or maybe not contact with anyone else, and It sounds more like a prison than some kind of like extension of life and utopia.
Right.
At that point.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's been movies about it. I mean,
that's what Fallout's all about.
Yeah.
One of the most popular video games and now TV series of all time is this very thing. And we see how that works out for those people.
Yeah.
If that's a blueprint, then it's not.
If
not
it's
pretty.
just you're just going to slowly go insane.
Yeah.
And then when you add other people, you're eventually just going to, well, that sounds cynical, but eventually just kill each other pretty much.
Yeah, and I guess other motivations would be sort of like what Elon Musk wants to go to Mars for, is like, we have to preserve the human race because this is a unique and special thing that has popped up out of nowhere, essentially, and that's too special to let die. And I mean, if you have that perspective, then I guess, but I don't know. I mean, I think we're special while we're here, but I think it's kind of futile to assume that we'll always be here. So, I mean, I don't know. Things have come and gone in probably less time than what we've been here already for. So, I mean, I don't know. Eventually we're going to get ours, and I don't know if going to Mars is going to necessarily help that out any. But
Well, whatever comes next might be even better. Because, I mean, you look at all the things that have come and gone in our world.
Yeah.
Over millions and billions of years.
Yeah, I mean...
The first round were dinosaurs.
Right, I was saying, like, we're the dinosaurs thinking, like, man, we gotta preserve ourselves.
Stay safe.
No, we're going to turn you into gasoline, bro. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of makes me think. Recently, there was a interview, I think on CNN, with Peter Thiel, who is the head of Palantir, who's a part of the whole the national database that they're working on right now, and they do a bunch of AI shit. And he had some ties to Elon Musk back at PayPal, and I don't know. He's one of the people that are kind of whispering in the ear of the Trump administration right now. And they asked him point blank, like, do you think that the human race should be preserved? And he like sits there and he's like, like really has to think about it for a minute. And then like eventually starts talking about all this like transhumanist shit where it's like we have to integrate ourselves with technology and, you know, essentially just be better than we've ever been before, and then maybe we'll be good enough to survive. But as of right now, it seemed like he was very shaky on, you know, are humans a good thing or not? And which is just wild to have that opinion as someone that's like speaking to power at the moment.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, where are your priorities at? What are we doing here? I don't really want to integrate myself with machinery or anything of that nature. And I don't know, I guess that varies. There's a wide spectrum of integration with technology. You have everything from like Neuralink to the Whoop straps or whatever. And
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many people that are terrified of that kind of stuff because, I mean, I can say that they're crazy for worrying about, you know, wearing electronics. As far as, you know, one thing is, what are these electronic signals doing to your body and your brain and stuff like that? You hear about this with people freaking out about 5G and all that kind of stuff. And then you have the other side of that coin, which is, I don't want the government to track me. Like, and RFK, he was in, I don't know if it was like a press conference or what it was exactly, but he was quoted recently saying that within 4 years, he thinks everyone in America will have a wearable device to monitor their health and all that kind of stuff.
You got one right now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's all well and good, but like I don't like regular watches. I don't like anything on my arms. I don't like that kind of stuff, and I don't know, man. I'm not one of the crazy people that thinks the government's going to track me, because why would they care? I'm not doing anything too wild. I don't think that the government is obsessed with invading your privacy at that level anyway. No. And I mean, not to say that privacy isn't valuable.
Unless you hit their target.
Right.
Like you start saying buzzwords that interest them.
Well, in that case, I probably am on a list somewhere.
After this podcast, we have been hit with the buzzwords.
Yeah, your boy be buzzing over here for sure. But I don't know what to think about all that. I'm not really worried about my personal privacy in that regard. I just don't think anybody's gonna care. I don't have a FBI agent, watching me through my webcam, because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're in a position of power or something like that, then maybe this will.
You have sensitive information,
right?
Or if you're jorking it, I think.
Yeah,
if you're jorking it, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's only
even at that point. You really gonna?
It isn't pretty. I'll tell you that much right now. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, if we're being honest. But
is he riding a bicycle?
But it could be used for. Why two? What do you got going on over there? To that point, if you are in a position of power or anything to that effect, you could be potentially blackmailed with it. If you're a CEO of a company and they can hack into your webcam and catch you jorking it, as you say, then that's probably a compromising position for somebody that has any sway over these big businesses or corporations, whatever. But I mean, if you're just a normal guy, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
I've had talked to several people that are in that sort of state of constant paranoia about their privacy and their data, and it's not an uncommon thing. And Apple's come out with all their marketing now has the little Apple thing to make it look like a fucking lock on the top of it. It's like they've made it clear that it's important to some people, but I can tell you right now, just sitting with you and me, I know that me and you don't really give a shit about it. But I mean, is it because of our age? And is it the older folks that are just sort of paranoid about this thing? It's
right.
And it just kind of comes down to it's sort of the bunker thing. If you're finding stuff out about it, if it does it matter? Who cares? I mean, unless you just genuinely have something to hide. And I really think that 99% of the people that live on the earth aren't really hiding some groundbreaking secret that governments need to know about.
I can tell you for sure that every now and then when I put in my password, or I subscribe to something new and I put in a password that I use for everything, it lets me know that my password has been part of a data breach, and I'm just cancel. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Yeah, it's
I use this password.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different facets, I guess, that may be worth mentioning, maybe not. But another thing that I've heard recently is apparently from people's internet modems and routers in their houses, apparently those signals that are being broadcasted through your Wi-Fi, someone's figured out a way to kind of map your location in your house, and it keeps up with where you are, basically from, I guess, the signals bouncing off of you, essentially. And apparently people can pull that up. You, like Kelso was saying about data breaches and stuff of that nature, your data's already being sold to every company on this earth so they can advertise to you more efficiently. And I don't...
Well, even then, yeah, we know you're in the bathroom taking a shit. I mean,
more power to you.
Great. Hey guys, see, I mean, it's just it. Unless, like you said, someone of power or someone that has lots of sensitive information that they really need to keep on lock. 99% of the people on the planet, there's nothing to gain from knowing if someone's on the shitter in their house or they're in the living room. You know, it's
and they're just going to get you in other ways, essentially. If they care that much about you, then you're fucked, probably.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lot of money to protect yourself, then you're just fucked.
Yeah, if people want to use enough time, money, and resources to figure out where you are in your house, you're probably, one, a high-profile target.
Right.
Or two, well, I don't know. That's it. Beyond that, there's nothing. It's just you're somebody's wasting time and resources to figure that out.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's the same thing you hear about. I mean, have you ever noticed on your phone where you'll be talking about something and then like later that day you'll pull up your phone and immediately see an advertisement or something for whatever you were talking about? It's not
the time.
It's not that you've typed it into your search bar and that it's plugged it into your algorithm that way. It's like these things are just listening all the time anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily love that. It feels very creepy. But like I said earlier, it's what it boils down to is just companies are buying this information to try to sell you stuff that you probably want. And
yeah,
I mean, it's not a good thing. I don't necessarily condone it, but it's not nefarious, I don't think. And I mean, I think the one problem I would say with, not necessarily just listening through your speaker or whatever, but the more loosey-goosey we get with our data, the more vulnerable it is to hacks and things of that nature. And then people can, potentially get into your bank account or, whatever, your Amazon wallet, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the more we use data in that way, the more vulnerable we are. That's not good.
Yeah. Well, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but even at those points where it does, I agree with you 100%. It does feel creepy. Like I was talking, like just talking, not typing anything, not inputting any data in any device, just talking and to my wife and saying, man, I think I need to give me another pair of Crocs or something, just randomly. And then I get on Facebook and it gives me an ad for Crocs. I'm like, oh, that's convenient. Thanks for listening in, big brother. And I'll just click the link or whatever,
Yeah.
I know I'm like playing light with the situation, but that's the degree of how much I fucking care about it. I mean, it's just, I don't know. But I know there's so many people that are genuinely paranoid about that stuff. Well, I wouldn't say paranoid, but concerned. Paranoid, because saying the paranoid word might offend a few people.
Sure.
And
I mean, it's happening either way.
Yeah. It's going on, and we're complicit to some point about it.
I'm sorry, but Google knows what sound you make when you come. That's just the way it is. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, and it's uncomfortable, and it kind of feels a little bit of a breach of privacy, but in the long run, I've got so much bigger fish to fry and worry about than that.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do about it?
Nothing. There's nothing you can do about it.
They need your information for the sake of capitalism.
And all the cookies that websites are trying to give you anymore?
Oh man. Cookies for days, dude.
That's only happened for the past, 5 years or some shit?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, this is sort of related to this, and to kind of go back to what I said earlier about how the government will get you one way or another. I was listening to Tucker Carlson. He had Sagar and Jetty on, who's a news guy. He works for I don't know if they're just a YouTube channel or what they are, but very professional news dude on Breaking Points, and they were talking about the whole Epstein thing. And while they were talking about that, Tucker Carlson, he made the point that he doesn't even have a computer in his home because he's scared. Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
He doesn't have I don't think he even has a TV and shit like that. He's very hardcore.
Oddly, that kind of checks out for me.
No, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
But his point was that being that he is a journalist, he was concerned that eventually if he crawled up the wrong leg, that they would just put child pornography on his computer and that would be the end of him. So he doesn't have a computer, and you can't live that way. I mean,
yeah,
you can't just assume that, and that makes me wonder, how does he get his information? What's going on?
Is he not a major Fox newscaster anymore?
No, he's been out on his own for a while now.
Okay.
He's kind of turned his back on the mainstream media, and
okay,
I mean, more power to him in that regard. And
that kind of goes with what we were saying, just an average, and I don't mean to downplay people's importance, but just an average person as far as data breaches and this and that and people listening in. who cares? Nobody cares. But somebody of power, someone that's a celebrity, somebody that means something, and they have lots of money, and
money. That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's money, and like you have a lot to lose. You're very vulnerable when you become very popular and have lots of money tied to your name.
Yeah.
So I can be sympathetic to that. Like I think just Tucker Carlson, has he taken it to the extreme? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But also I can sympathize a little bit and say, like, yeah, somebody could drop kitty porn in his file and ruin his entire life in an overnight.
Right.
So, I mean, I get that. I get it.
Yeah. It makes sense. Being a journalist, especially in his lane where he kind of brushes up against these conspiracies and stuff of that nature, and if any of that's true and he fully believes it, then, I mean, it says a lot to his integrity, I guess, as a journalist, that he's actually walking the walk as far as protecting himself from that, because, I mean, he's given up a lot, not incorporating technology into his day-to-day life. I mean,
I would say what's more interesting is with him unplugging for everything is how he feels about it.
What do you mean?
Well, we're also plugged in with technology and all this stuff. Like, does he feel better that unplugged from everything?
I mean, I'm sure there's a give and take to it, and he's clearly, I know he has has his own family to worry about, and he obviously gets around and talks to tons of people probably every day. So I don't know. I think if you don't have a computer and a TV and whatever, then you're filling in those gaps one way or another. And I mean, he does seem like he's on like the fringe of sanity at some point. So, and I don't know if that has any correlation to it, but I mean, he seems, I mean, I don't know if he seems happy or not. He seems very concerned about what's going on in the world. But I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to imagine living that way. I mean, you hear about people talk about like just not technology, but like social media and like what we would be like if we never would have had it. And are we better off without it? Are we better now? I don't really know. I go back and forth on it because it's obviously a problem for a lot of people, but at the same time, we have so much awareness about the world going on around us now. But then again, we have a lot of awareness about these problems in the world that we have no power to control.
Or have one side of it.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, if you're diligent, you can find more than one side of it because of the internet and social media. It's all, the onus is on us as individuals to seek out the different sides. And no, a lot of people don't do that. But they should, and they have the power to, is the point. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's great, but
I have a bit of just a small tangent, and it's about the music industry. If you don't mind, if we just looking at technology, and I know you guys were there for it early on. I mean, I'm going to skip everything from the 60s, 70s, and the 80s, and let's just go into the 90s and say, okay, we're in 1990, between then and 2000, and that was, let's just say, pre-Napster and all this other stuff.
Sure.
So we've got, I'll just give you a little example of what you were talking about was like how technology, how it affects us. And I wanted to talk about a little bit about how I think technology has affected the music industry. Which should be fairly. I'm grabbing a lot of this information from Stevie T. I watched this last night, and I'm sort of paraphrasing him. So I don't want to carry the credit, but I do want to extend what he said because it was so compelling. And he was saying, back in the day when you wanted a CD, or you wanted to hear music, you physically went to a music store and bought the CD.
Sure.
Or you could have flipped through tons of records and previewed them, and it was kind of like, all right, I'm going to give the gamble. I'm going to spend $15, and it may be good, it may not be, but you're committing to it. And you take the time to listen through the thing from beginning to end. I'm sort of building here a little bit like the case. So then even when Napster hit, we all had like dial-up internet. I don't know. It took sometimes
all day sometimes.
Sometimes it would take all day to download
Whatever
one song, and even if you got that one song, it might even be really shitty MP3.
Oh yeah. And you get home and your mom turned the computer off while you're at school or something,
right?
And you have to do it over again.
And sometimes you'd wait all that time, and it would be some shitty cover of the song or some, not even the song at all, but like some random artist that's just trying to cross promote that way. Yeah, a gamble.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at here is there was some emotional tie to this track you're trying to get, or this album you've spent money, you've invested in it, you had a journey to get that CD, or you had a journey through the computer to download it, even then. So there's an emotional tie to it, whether it be positive, negative, neutral, whatever. You're invested in it.
Sure. Yeah.
So let's fast forward to now. We have Spotify and Pandora, and you can, and there's YouTube, and you can look up any song you want any time of the day. It doesn't matter. You're not spending a penny for it. It does not matter. You can just type in the name of the song, and you can get it anytime you want it.
Right.
And so you didn't work to get it.
Yeah.
And sure, it's convenient. It's wonderful. Like if I need it, and now like if we go back to 1991, it would kind of be shitty because we're used to getting everything we want all the time when we want it. Yeah. But I feel like it has desensitized the excitement, of getting the music.
Taking it away, entirely.
So
like I'll see something new pop up on Spotify, and I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a listen. It's just like there, and it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's almost just like, hey, I have this new artist, and back in 1990, I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I want to hear it. Like, give it to me. Like, how do I get it? We'll go buy it. You know, and they spend money on the artist, $15. You get the full CD. You listen to it from beginning to end.
Yep.
And you may hate a fucking track or two, and you may love two of them. But when you go to Spotify, they're like, hey, check out this artist. You're only going to like try to hit their hits.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to listen to the whole album.
Top 5 popular songs or whatever.
Yeah, and you might have missed like 2 of them that were on the back end that were just bangers, that really resonate with you. So I just feel like being spoon-fed everything that we need all the time, it's convenient, but it's really hurt the music industry.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely less excitement and at the same time less risk, because I remember specifically, this was when I was a lot younger, but I remember when Linkin Park released their 3rd album, Minutes to Midnight. This was after Hybrid Theory and Meteora, what are considered their most popular, best albums. And I want to preface this by saying I love Minutes to Midnight. I thought it was a great album. It was definitely a bit of a turn for them. Mm-hmm. But I remember my brother bought it. And my brother loved the first 2 Linkin Park albums. And I remember my brother bought the album from like Kmart or something in Statesville. And he got like 4 or 5 songs into it. And he said he threw the CD out the window. Because he was just so bummed out by what it was, because there's like softer stuff on it. And that's not his alleyway at all. And it's just... So you have risk involved with that kind of a market with music. But I mean, I think that's just what you get. That's a part of it. Or it used to be a part of it. And I think it was worth it. Because
there's a memory to it.
Yeah, right. I mean, I remember that CD. I remember that experience.
You don't remember searching for it in Spotify.
No.
But you sure as hell remember going to Media Play and buying Slipknot, and your mom was like, you're not going to listen to this fucking shit, and throws it out the window.
Yeah.
And then you just still find it on Napster like 5 weeks
Or
later.
if you were smart, you would only play it in your portable CD player with your headphones on.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
my mom to get Enema of the State from Media Play for me, and I had a nurse with a glove and everything.
Like a porn star.
Sorry to go off on a tangent, but have you seen her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like a mugshot or something like that. Yeah,
Okay. So maybe
rough.
it's not like full justice. But yeah, I saw that the other day. That
I miss Media Play so bad.
you could buy guitars.
I got my first guitar from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just said you could buy guitars there. Yeah.
Where was Media Play? What was
Media
I don't
Play.
remember
It was
Media
on
Play.
70.
Yeah, in behind Red Lobster.
I never came to Hickory.
Hamricks
I was
is
a
now,
Statesville
I think.
kid, unfortunately. That's where
Well,
we
you're
went most
literally
of the time.
closer to Statesville.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
he was,
yeah. My parents were for sure, and I mean, I don't know. I hate Statesville to this day. I hated it back then. That's neither here nor there. So.
Media Play was dope.
Yeah, I loved going in there and I just hit the age to be old enough to walk in and be interested in different artists, and
Right.
like I was buying just a little look into my Rolodex of music. I was going in there wanting to buy like Limp Bizkit and the Woodstock albums.
I mean, to that
And,
point. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Like
We got the chocolate starfish from there, from Media Play.
yeah. I mean, the first one was the $3 bill, y'all, or whatever. I think that's what it was called. Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I would even buy like CDs like Snot. Like there's a band called Snot. There's like a lemon on the front of it with a bulldog. It was all just like heavy metal, hard, like just heavy rock, bro boy music.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, there is something lost there because, kids these days, as I feel more wrinkles develop on my face, they don't remember the first album they listened to on Spotify or iTunes or anything like that. I would be willing to bet anyway. But, like, we all probably remember the first CD that we had. Mine was Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water. And, I mean, I'll never forget. I couldn't list off the track list for you right now, but that CD's going to be special to me forever just because that was the first one I had, and I had to hide it from my parents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a core memory, and maybe that's because we're all tied up with music a little bit closer than maybe the majority of people, but I don't know. It is such a shame.
The more of a shame is to admit the first CD I think that I bought, which was Aqua. Yeah.
Is that Barbie Girl?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, more
Nice.
power to you, buddy.
Hey, man,
Hey.
I remember having like Backstreet Boys and shit when I was a kid. So, do y'all remember making mixed like cassette tapes? Did y'all ever do that?
I never made cassette tapes. I remember my brother doing it a lot.
The only time I did that was when there was a song on the radio that I really wanted.
And you had to
I
catch
would,
it.
I would record it
Yeah.
from the radio playing it.
Yeah, I did that with music videos a lot back in the day. You can burn them onto the VHSs, the blank VHSs you could get.
Yeah.
I mean, somewhere I'm pretty sure I probably still have a handful of VHSs
Same
around.
here.
That,
Fuse, man.
yep, Fuse and MTV2.
I remember specifically recording Roller Coaster of Love with the Red Hot Chili Peppers rendition that was popular on the radio at the time.
Mm-hmm. Around the era of Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Yeah,
One of my
you can
very
date
favorite
that
movies,
in the
for sure.
90s at some point, but that was popular. That was hitting the radio, and I had the Maxwell blank cassette tapes, and I had the boom box, the Panasonic big ass boom box, and
Sure.
as soon as I heard the tune like that, as soon as you hear it, okay, that's a track. You got to hit record. You got to cue it in. I was
So,
quick.
Everything you recorded would be missing the first like 2 or 3 seconds, but you got it.
Yeah,
You
that
got
was
the bulk of it.
The early stages of Napster, being able to record radio hits on a cassette player.
And I bet that's half of what was on Napster too.
Yeah, they just took that from the cassette and digitized it in the computer.
The other half was viruses.
Yep.
Yeah. If it's holdmecloser.exe. Don't download it.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the program files for sure. But yeah, it's just so wild to think about that. I mean, this is my fucking good old days talk, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's just we've lost so much as a society. What have we done to ourselves?
But what's the irony behind it is we have lost a lot of that part, but we've gained a lot of just like everything at our fingertips.
Yeah, I mean,
And it just kind of brings out that it's still kind of like, is it good or bad that I can get any song that I want at any time? And
Right.
I'll say I'm still the type to listen through a full album on Spotify if I find a song I like.
good for you.
I'll
Yeah.
go straight to
yeah,
that.
I'm an album listener as well. I mean, there's obviously going to be like the 2 or 3 singles or something that I'll hear, but like if I like that, then I'm gonna go through the whole album. And then
Yeah.
I'm very picky with. I'm kind of obsessive, I guess, in that regard. Is just like I need to know the story and the narrative of the album. I mean, 9 times out of 10, there's not a narrative to the album or anything like that.
But you want to know what they're about.
Right, yeah, I want the full scope. And I mean, I don't know, we're probably the minority of music listeners that listen to full albums anymore. Well, I mean, I guess I know you are because you can see the numbers on Spotify, for instance, and they'll be, I can't remember what the artist or album was, but I remember recently I was listening to something and there was like 12 million listens on one song that was on, I don't know if it was on the radio, but it was viral on YouTube or whatever. And then like the rest of the album had literally like 40,000 listens and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, just I feel like artists it's almost impossible for them to express their full scope anymore because people just, I guess it's an attention span thing to some degree, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, all that being said though, like, the opposite side of that coin is that it's so much more accessible for artists to put their music out into the world. You don't have to worry about having an A&R or a record label or anything like that now. I mean,
Everybody can be heard.
right. But, you know, I don't know. People made it somehow back in the day. And, I mean, I don't know if necessarily what's going on now is better. I know is, you know, us just being some dudes from, you know, Alexander County, it's very hard to get much attention on your music or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at least it's out there. And if you know how to use social media, which I don't really, then you can obviously make a living this way. And there's more, I would say there's probably more people now making a living off of their art than there used to be. But I don't know. It's almost like they have to, you know, use tricks to get that way in some cases.
Sort of somewhat of a rat race.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I don't know if it's better or worse now, but I mean, it just is what it is. It's what we got.
It's different.
Yep.
Well, you can't get out of it.
Yep. It's the future, man. All right.
Informational superhighway.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know we're getting to the end of this here. So something we wanted to start doing on the podcast here is reaching out for more perspectives, more stories, and we're going to do this via Reddit because that's where you find the good stuff. We've asked Kelso to find us something to react to here, and now we are going to do just that. We don't know what this is going to be necessarily, but we can probably blow through 1 or 2 of these before we wrap up for the episode. Just get our thoughts on what's being said. It may be nonsense. It probably will be nonsense. I'd say a good 7 to 8 out of 10 of these things are probably going to be nonsense, but oh. That looks ominous.
Yeah.
That's photoshopped. There's no way.
So let me share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Denver airport. I've heard a little bit about this over the years, and I know there's been a lot of the murals and shit that are painted on the walls of the airport apparently are very wild and kind of like Illuminati coded to some degree.
I wonder why.
I remember I think I've mentioned this before, but Jesse Ventura, who was former WWE wrestler and governor of somewhere. He had a conspiracy show at one point in time, and I think it was like a bunker location, essentially, is what he posited, which I don't know if there's anything to that or not, but it was a big hub where people would go, and potentially this is where the Illuminati would be going to hide in the apocalypse, I guess. I don't know.
Or it could just be the lack of oxygen for elevation.
Yeah. So I remember hearing about this. Apparently they did get rid of some of the murals over the last decade or so. I don't know what to make about that. I've never even been to Denver, so or Colorado.
What are they even trying to say right there?
There's the Illuminati eye on the hard hat.
Yeah, see that.
It's the all-seeing eye, Kelso.
Are we creating the world's greatest airport?
Or preparing for the end of the world? Yeah, I mean...
So these are real photos. This is not...
building an Illuminati headquarters, remodeling the lizard people's lair. So, yeah, I've heard that they kind of poke fun at a lot of this kind of stuff because it did become such a big thing. Probably after Jesse Ventura's show about it, or at least that had something to do with it. But, I mean...
hey, the best way to do something is to joke about it while you're doing it.
Right. I mean, that's... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't know. See if you can find some of the old school murals.
Give me a second. Do you want to hear this this reel that I found also?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's regarding the Kenny. So hold on now. Can I make it any bigger?
They worked at the Denver International Airport in maintenance, did not give me a job title, did not want the real name used. And then what they said they saw there, you're not going to like. We all know the lore about Lucifer and the creepy murals, but just because this story contains the content that it does, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I can't prove the validity of any of these stories. This is just what someone sent me, and this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to call this person M, and M started their email by saying that they probably shouldn't be sending this, but they think that I'm one of the only people, and this audience is some of the only people that are going to believe them, because other people have said that this is basically just increasing paranoia. So take from this what you will, but this person works in operations/maintenance and had access and clearance for some areas that are not generally accessible to the public. These areas inaccessible to the public are really nothing to write home about. They're just sublevels, maintenance corridors, and airside logistics zones, really just the guts of the place. But this person said they were running because something is happening down there and something still might be happening down there. And there was a group of between 6 and 8 men wearing black suits and sunglasses that would show up around a specific gate between 3:30 and 3:40 in the morning. I'm not going to say the specific gate just in case that's sensitive information, but these people were not average business travelers. They had no name tags, no luggage, no chatter among them. They were dead silent. They looked and behaved very similarly, but there were noticeable differences. It wasn't like they were clones of each other. They would just stand at this gate, and at first the person thought it was military related or something related to security that they didn't have clearance to know about, but it was weird because nothing was coming or going from that gate at this hour in the morning. And they weren't there every night, but they were there a lot. And so this person started asking around about them, but nobody knew who they were. When they were there, security did not log them, and then when they tried to review files from this corridor, I'm not sure exactly what that means, those files were missing or corrupted. But then M says it got worse. These men never moved. They never spoke to each other. But if you made eye contact with them, you felt it. M said it was like they were looking through you, like they knew everything that you had ever done wrong. At one point, they passed these people, and one of the men removed his sunglasses, and M said that his eyes were completely black, not like his pupils, like all of his eyes were completely black. M said there are tunnels beneath the C terminal that are not on any blueprint, but M has witnessed them. And this is where the men would go. One night, M followed them from a distance, moved in unison, silently, like their feet were barely touching the floor. They went toward a surface elevator in sublevel 5, which M said is supposed to be inactive, but M heard it move. M says as M got closer, they swear that they saw one of the men holding a black triangle that looked like it was made of liquid. They held it up to this door, and the door opened. M goes back to their respective station and says that their badge had been deactivated by the time they got back. M says nobody could explain it. It had to be walked out by a supervisor who wouldn't look M in the eye. A few days later, they had it all resolved, and they said it was a tech misread. After that, M was only ever scheduled on the A terminal side, never C. M said the last night they worked at the airport, there was a lockdown drill. It was supposed to be a test, but the tones were wrong, and they had only heard this tone frequency one other time, which was a night that all of the lights in Terminal C had gone out. During the time of the drill, M was in Terminal A working on a maintenance call. The radio went off from Terminal C, but there was nothing on the other end. It was just static. When they got back to the main terminal after the drill ended, they saw them, all the men in black suits standing inside the TSA line. No one stopped them. No one scanned them, and every single monitor on the display behind them had glitched out to say a specific gate in Terminal C. M was called to their supervisor's office where they were let go for a security incident. Would not clarify. They ended their email by saying, I don't know if this qualifies for Spooky Scary Story Time, but I just wanted to put this information out there in case it helps anyone put any pieces together. They said, I just needed someone to know that it happened. So I don't really know too much about the Denver airport. Again,
Okay, so the first red flag that goes off to me is this. I knew you were the only person that I could trust this information with that she was talking about at the beginning. How many followers does she have? What's this account like? Oh, no. Okay. It doesn't matter. There's 5,100 likes on this. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not just going to call her a liar. But, I mean, it seems unlikely that
250,000.
250,000.
Howerton follows her.
All right, well, I retract my statement. She's obviously super legit.
Level, dude.
Yeah.
She's also on cocaine. Why did the people talk so fast when they talk about this shit?
They have to make it. They have to make it in the algorithm. It has to be a certain.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
that's fair. I don't know. It feels to me like if weird shit like that was going on, that it wouldn't be going on where there are like maintenance workers or anything like that. Yeah, type in like original murals or something to that effect. Because there is some like, yeah. That's some of them down there. And I can't remember all the, I saw a video breakdown of some of this shit one time, and it gets real weird, but yeah, I mean, just look at that. Like, what is this doing in an airport? And like I said, you can probably find old school videos, and maybe we can do that on another episode that kind of break down the symbology behind what's going on in these murals. But this is a lot of what creeped people out, because it just seemed to indicate, end time shit. Yeah, like that right there. Like, what is that doing in a fucking airport?
That's in the airport?
Yeah, this is stuff that was in the airport. Oh, go to the one with the soldier and the blade there.
Why does...
That one, right? The one, yep. Yeah, like, dude, shit like this, stabbing, like, the dove of peace or whatever, and, I mean, dude, it was rowdy in that place, and I don't understand, once again, just why in an airport you put this stuff. I mean, but even, that being said, if you're the Illuminati, why do you do this? Much less, why does airport management want this stuff in there? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand it from either side of that.
I just want to know who's responsible, like, for, like, coordinating all of it.
Well, it had the name of the artist. Where was it?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's probably, the artist to all of it, but, like, who's responsible for...
Leo Tanguma. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like something you would paint on a bad trip. Like a real bad trip. And not like an air trip.
Well,
not
it
an
seemed
airplane
like the
trip.
experience with the agents and looking at liquid triangles is a bad trip, too.
Yeah.
It just makes you wonder, like, what kind of weed gummies they got in Denver.
I mean, good ones. From what I've heard. Yeah, I mean, I remember this tying into, I mean, Illuminati and New World Order are pretty much synonymous with each other. And that's a whole other rabbit hole, which I kind of subscribe to, but I kind of not at the same time. I don't know. I don't want to go all Alex Jones talking about the globalists and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, there are some interesting things, and it's even more interesting now that the airport's like covering all these up and still like kind of poking fun at conspiracy theorists that knew about this shit beforehand. Because I mean, it's not like y'all didn't have this crazy shit in your airport. It's you can't blame people for having questions and now to be like, oh, we're building the bunker for the lizard people. It's like, motherfucker, don't tell me that because I might believe you.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're joking about it, then it could be true.
Right. And I mean, this goes even deeper, and I'll say there are theories that kind of tie into like old world magic and old world religion and stuff, like the pagan gods and stuff of that nature. And they say that the Illuminati, the New World Order, have to do things like this because it's their like loophole through karma. Like they have to signal to the people what they're doing because then it's on you for not doing anything about it, and it's not on them for doing it to people. Which I mean, that's silliness in my mind anyway. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Apparently they are down, but they're in storage. And the CEO says that they plan on bringing it back.
See, that's just wild. Like what? I don't know what it's doing there.
Yeah, so like let's just say that there's nothing behind them. Just hypothetically. What's the angle? Like when you see there was one in particular, there was this young girl holding a squirrel and there's like another dead young girl in a casket.
Yeah.
Like in what world are you thinking, hey, I'm about to get on a plane. There's two guys that have my life. My life is in the hands of these two guys that are piloting a plane that could be hung over. And there's like 1,000 buttons. Does this spell comfort to me when I reach the airport? Whoever was like head of marketing and psychology of when you reach the airport, do I feel at ease? And I think the answer to that question is no.
No, not at all.
Just confused and scared.
Yeah, it feels like some kind of like Pink Floyd album, like backside of the cover, like Ring Around the Posy, Pocket Full of Posy kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's just yeah. That was one that I could slowly unpack.
Right. I
But,
mean, it's
there's
full of
many
bad
more.
vibes, it seems like. There's not a whole lot of real friendly-looking shit going on. I mean, to what they're doing now, I mean, I kind of want a tattoo of the lizard guy in the button-up shirt. That's pretty dope. But
Well, 2 out of those 3, one is the only one that's not sketch.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is the new stuff, I assume, from, their cover-up of these murals or whatever it is.
It is a cover-up marketing. It was 7 days ago. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I remember hearing about this a long time ago, so I mean, I think the murals have been down for longer than that. I don't know, but I mean, it's just...
Have y'all traveled recently by plane? Like
No.
what? This dates how old I am, and y'all are gonna drop your jaws, and that's fine. But the
drop our draws?
jowls. So the last time I traveled was probably 6 years before TSA was even a thing.
Wow.
So, okay. So that's the last time I've been in an airport. So you're going to have to be my eyes.
So that's like the 90s, right?
Yeah, I went to Acapulco. Not that
God bless
that's
you.
relevant for or mattered in it. But anyways, y'all have been in airports. You know what they look like in there. Do y'all typically see images like this at all, or do you feel fairly comfortable?
White walls,
It's like nothing.
No.
white walls,
Yeah.
construction here and there.
Or
Right.
a Starbucks. and
Starbucks.
Blah, blah, blah.
Some shitty bookstore and,
Yeah.
bars.
This is the Charlotte airport, and y'all been to. I mean, I've been through the Atlanta airport, and
The London airport was nice, I reckon.
Yeah.
It was nice. I don't really remember much.
Well, that's the artsiest place on the planet. Were there murals in there?
I can't honestly remember. We were off a 8-hour flight, and we had like a 3-hour layover or something.
Okay.
I mean, they're
But
cool.
you didn't recollect seeing a weeping woman or weeping girl with a dead girl in a casket. Okay.
Yeah, or like some almost like stormtrooper looking ass soldier with his blade through the piece of dove and like God, just what are we doing? But like also, and I mean this could go either way. It's like if there is an Illuminati and that's where they have their bunker, why would they put up all these murals as like a big light bulb, like ding 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 ding, like this is the one airport with all this shit in it. Obviously something's going on. I mean, that doesn't make sense either.
Or it's just brilliant marketing and everybody talks about it and they just want to go to the Denver airport to experience the weird the weird flashy stuff.
I mean, I got to say, that's a huge draw for me. Like, if they put those murals back up, I would probably make a trip to Denver, not just for that, but because I want to go to Colorado. Like,
so all of them are gone? They were all there, and now they're all gone.
Yeah, that's what that was saying a minute ago that Kelso pulled up, was that they're in storage right now. So they didn't, like... Right, so they didn't destroy them, but they did remove them. I don't know. Fuck it. Let's go to Denver, boys. It's the only way.
Our viewer can send us to Denver. Go fund me up.
Yeah, we will investigate.
I'll go see my coworker Rob.
There you go. Shout out to Rob.
Shout out Rob. Big Rob in Colorado. All right. That's enough of this. I don't know what to make of this. It's making me scared. But all right. I think that's going to do it. Wait, what?
I was just going to say, now that we've talked about this, now we might actually be on the radar for them listening to us. So
I hope so. We need listeners. So it's all good.
We need listeners, whether they're Big Brother or just people that want to hear.
We hope you've enjoyed it, Illuminati. But all right, until next time, farewell, everyone.
Hello. Earth. Have we met?